The team at Elite Renewables has installed thousands of heat pumps from every major manufacturer. Each year we rank those manufacturers according to 19 criteria. Everything from performance to the quality of the units to the reliability of the support in case anything goes wrong. Today we rank those brands for 2026, so come with us and see who we crown as the best heat pump manufacturer of the year. So let's meet the judging panel. We have installers, design and technical team, sales team, service and maintenance, and our special guest judge, Henry from Havenwise.
We see a lot of data from the heat pumps, but what we don't fully understand at the moment is how do installers make decisions on which brands to install, which brands not to install, which ones kind of like to suggest to customers or not. So that's what I am keen to understand a bit better.
There's a lot of criteria, a lot of categories to go through. I guess we could look at the ones that are already there and see whether we dial any up or down based on our experiences over the year and any new models that they've got out.
Scores out of 3, is this Tim?
Yeah, so I tried to make them as objective as possible. The criteria that we're using to judge all these heat pump manufacturers are the reliability of their operation or their tendency to break down, the support quality if it breaks down, the support speed if it breaks down, the efficiency of their units, remote monitoring and control capabilities, the size of the unit, size of the space around the unit, range of powers available, the installer training and certification, whether they're leading technology or not, whether they offer cooling as well, the length and quality of the manufacturer warranty, the ease of installation, whether they offer pre-plumb cylinders or have to work with a third-party pre-plumb cylinder, their refrigerant type and global warming potential, their maximum temperature and their noise levels, and finally their cost and value for money. Some of these criteria are weighted higher than others based on how much they impact someone's experience of living with a heat pump. For example, reliability scores higher than the ease of installation. Ease of installation is important because it adds to the cost of the installation, but it's not really as important as whether your heat pump is more or less likely to break down. You might be wondering about the support speed and quality and why these are so important. If a heat pump goes wrong and it's not something that we as the installer can fix, if it's a problem with the actual unit itself, we're reliant on the manufacturer to provide the parts, labor, and sometimes diagnostics to get that thing fixed. If that support is slow or low quality, that can mean that you can be without a heat pump for a significant amount of time. So these criteria are actually really important, and they're something that a lot of people don't think about when they're choosing their heat pump.
They have got better though. I have to give it to them, they have got better.
They don't actually, but their technical support is terrible.
I think space around, like in terms of the 200 at the back and only 600 in the front, and then even 50 at one side is nothing.
A whole lot of noise levels were among the best, aren't they? Sure, it should be a 3.
Yeah. Now, Mark's not here, but I think he would be disappointed by the support speed.
Yeah,
Because
very slow.
And we've been on our rep for ages, and they literally just ignore the question.
That's got to come down to 1, surely.
Oh, size.
Size.
The indoor units.
The massive indoor unit, then the cylinder, then the massive heat pump outside as well. Mm-hmm. It's got to be a 1.
When they're on, if they break down or there's an issue with them, we do get automatic emails to say that there's an issue with the heat pump, which I think is good.
But you don't need as much space in front, do you? Because
No.
they've built
600 discharge, yeah.
Yeah, they're probably a 3 on the range of powers as well.
Yeah.
They're quite cheap units. I'd probably go for a 2.
Yeah, it was annoying. Some of the things were a little bit off with the wiring and the way it controls.
But there's one guy that does technical support.
Well, it's changed now.
He
got sacked. Yeah.
Oh, really?
There's no guys.
I remain to be convinced when one breaks down in 9.5 years' time.
Yeah.
If they go, we still need 10-year warranty, off you go.
Does everyone feel happy about the relative scores? Is there anyone there who's scoring lower than they should be compared to their friends? Okay, so the moment that you've been waiting for, the results. Our winner for the air source category was Vaillant, and they won by quite a margin. On the ground source side of things, Stiebel Eltron won. And on the budget end, it was Ideal. We also unfortunately added 5 brands to our do not install list. We will no longer install these brands because there is something so fundamentally wrong with one or more of the criteria that we can't honestly recommend them to clients. But things change. New models come out and the best heat pump for your home is going to depend on your circumstances. So if you're considering a heat pump, batteries or solar, get in touch with the team at Elite Renewables today and we'll be able to help you make the right choice. And if you want to see the scores and how each manufacturer breaks down, here is exactly how they score. So we've got the 3 winning manufacturers here: Vaillant on the air source heat pump side of things, Ideal on the budget options, and Stiebel Eltron, to be fair, on air and ground source, but ground source, they are the clear winners in this category. We have the other manufacturers here, although I've whited them out so you can't see who is who. Down here we have all of the criteria that they have been scored on, and then here we have the scores. Now these scores are all defined over here. We've got the definitions of what each score means. So for example, on reliability of operations, if they score a 1, then it's because they tend to break down. If they score a 3, it's because they very rarely break down, and so on. So we try to standardize the scoring here to make it as objective as possible. So Vaillant does very well on reliability, very well on ongoing support, very good on efficiency. Actually, all of the top 3 do well on efficiency. The remote monitoring is also very good for all 3, which is important because as the installer, we want to be able to see how these units are performing, and if there are any problems that we can remotely diagnose and remotely repair. That saves the homeowner the cost of, an engineer visit. Size of the unit, we've scored Stiebel Eltron a 1 out of 3 here because they are larger units, particularly the air source ones. However, the size and space around the unit on those Stiebels is pretty small, so I'd look at those as a sort of a combination, because while Vaillant might have a smaller unit, they require more space around them. Range of powers, just how many different units are there and how many different sizes across their range. The installer training and certification, also an important consideration, whether they offer leading technology, whether they offer cooling. The manufacturer warranty length as well is a consideration here. The ease of installation, so this is one of the less important criteria. Whether they have pre-plumbed cylinders, also less important criteria. It has an impact typically on manufacturer warranty length, the amount of time it takes to install and therefore the cost of the install. The refrigerant type and the global warming potential of that, the maximum temperature that they run to, and the noise levels, an important consideration. And then of course the cost and value for money. So that gives a total score. You can see Vaillant is in the lead with 69 points. Ideal is pretty close at 66. Stiebel Eltron at 62. The only areas that really let Stiebel down were the support. We are working with Stiebel on a solution for that, so that would definitely see them increase in some points there. But these are all fantastic units. They are really, really good. And the thing to say is that any heat pump that we install for our clients, we believe is the best heat pump for that particular home in that particular system. So even if we recommend one of the heat pumps outside of these 3 manufacturers, does not mean it's a bad heat pump. It means it's the perfect heat pump for that particular situation, because there will be times where a Vaillant, an Ideal or a Stiebel Eltron aren't the perfect option for your home. So whilst this is a good, useful guide, and we of course wouldn't recommend one of the manufacturers on our terrible list down here that we'll no longer work with, it is by no means exhaustive, and it doesn't mean that a heat pump from one of the other manufacturers isn't going to be a great solution for you. If you're thinking about heat pump, solar, battery, MVHR or air conditioning for your property, then contact us at Elite Renewables. You can give us a ring on 020-8706 0056, or you can contact us through our website at eliterenewables.co.uk. We make the process really simple, so we'll have an initial chat where we'll be able to give you a ballpark estimate for your project. We'll then send one of our technical team over to your property to visit you, to understand the property in a bit more detail, and to conduct a detailed survey so that we can give you an exact quote. Contact us by giving us a ring or dropping us an email through our website today.